Because of You, BFA Senior Exhibition 2020 by Adreona Perkowski. Artist Bio. Adreona Perkowski is a sculptural artist working in a variety of mediums in Northeast Florida. Her work focuses on personal narrative pieces dealing with childhood and current day issues such as addiction, abandonment, moving forward, and healing through retrospection. She also enjoys large-scale collaborations with other artists. Her most recent works highlight the path of healing and moving on from past traumas through retrospection, as well as making peace within herself through acceptance. She enjoys working with a wide variety of mediums such as steel, cast metals, resin, glass, wood, clay, and other mixed media. Pictured is Lucid Doodles. Lucid Doodles is an 8-foot sculpture I just finished fabricating for the UNF Seaside Sculpture Park in Jacksonville, Florida. Next, the sculpture will be powder-coated black, and then the interiors of the cutout shapes will be painted a seafoam green color and then installed at the park on a day still to be determined. Artist Statement. Memories are simply that, a memory. A concept of what happened in the past that you may or may not be remembering correctly, and that you may or may not have fully understood what was actually happening in that moment. My work is personal, my work is me. My work is how I perceive my memories and how I reflect upon the past. In my work, I explore themes of addiction, abandonment, loss, and recovery, with a current focus on healing through retrospection and finding peace within oneself. Each material expresses different concepts and allows me to express ideas that derive from childhood up through today. Because of You, I am cleansed. This piece is made of soap, cloth, and a box measuring at 14 inches by 9.5 inches by 5.5 inches, made in 2020. The soaps are casted from a silicone mold that I made of a crystal. Crystals are said to have healing properties, so this piece represents the spiritual healing from crystals as well as the physical cleanse from the material soap. Each color is representational of different emotions and is showcased on the slick black box to be shown similar as an offering. Because of You, I feel at home. This piece is made of wood, cloth, and is measured at 10 inches by 10 inches by 21.5 inches, made in 2020. The simplicity of having the armature or outline of the house is to allow anyone to envision their home within this skeleton. The sheer white cloth serves as a veil of protection and provides a feeling of peace. Because of You, hard days aren't so hard. This piece is made of canvas, embroidery, soap, ceramic clay, and acrylic paint. The canvas is 24 inches by 30 inches, and the rocks are 13 inches by 10 inches by 6 inches, made in 2020. The thoughts behind this piece were that relaxation and calmness for both myself as the artist and the viewer was to be perceived. My satisfaction comes from the creation process of this piece. Painting, sewing, spreading the soap texture, sculpting, and painting the rocks are all soothing processes for me. The rocks are in this formation because of rock balancing, which is an art form all of its own, where you can find silence or peace within yourself. There are 4 rocks shown to represent 4 people in my life that make my hard days not so hard. Because of You, opening up isn't easy. This piece is made of wood, a silk pillow, a lock, and a key. It measures at 17 inches by 13 inches by 12 inches and was made in 2020. The piece shows the key for the lock in the box inside on a white silk pillow. The purpose of this piece is that the key is what will open the box, but getting the key out is challenging because, well, you don't have the key. So what do? And how do you get it to open up? Because of You, I got burned. This piece is made of matches and glue measuring at 5 inches by 2 inches by 2 inches, made in 2020. And there is a YouTube link you can watch if you'd like to see the burning process. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, the burning is very satisfying, both visually and with the audio, so I recommend it. This piece is depicting a double arrow that is connected, and because one side caught on fire, that transferred to the other side, or the other arrow. Similar to how a toxic person transfers or spreads their negativity onto others. This next slide just shows the same piece, just the before and the after and the burning. Because of you, I've changed. This piece is made of cast pewter, clay, steel, acrylic paint, grass, and soil. The dimensions vary and was made in 2020. This piece is intended to be inspirational. Sometimes people will say to you, "You've changed," and your response, if this is a positive comment, should be, "I hope so," because if you change nothing, then nothing will ever change. This may seem obvious, but so often you'll look around and you'll see people just living a mundane ritual. But the point is to be self-aware and to grow. Be bold and be different. Because of you, I feel safe again. This piece is made of faux bronze measuring at 5.5 inches by 4.5 inches by 3.5 inches, made in 2020. This piece is reflective of feeling safe and comforted. The touch of another human can make you feel not so alone, which can ease feelings of anxiety and depression for some. This piece shows a man and a smaller feminine hand clasped together. I believe feelings of safety and comfort can go either way in this piece, meaning that perhaps the masculine hand feels comforted by knowing that the person whose hand he is holding is safe with him, or vice versa. This next slide shows progress images of how I made the piece. I began by using a product made by Smooth On called Body Silk that I purchased in Reynolds, Orlando. I used this to create the mold of my stepdad and younger sister's hands. Then, while their hands were still inside after the body silk had cured, meaning that it was fully dry, I created a 2-part plaster gauze mother mold, or shell, on top to add rigidity whenever I would later cast the hands in a different material. Later, I mixed a special sculptural plaster and poured it into the mold. Once the plaster was fully cured, I removed it from the mold and added the faux bronze finish. Because of you, I am reborn. This piece is made of epoxy, blown glass, and other mixed media. The dimensions vary and it was created in 2020. This piece is a casting of my own body representing me, obviously, and my connection to nature and my spiritual rebirth. I've always loved trees and found beauty in their presence as the seasons change or as the wind blows around them. It's very soothing for me. The blown glass orbs I made represent different energies or auras that surround me and make me who I am. These next slides show process images of how I created this piece. I began by creating a plaster gauze casting of my body with the help of my artist friend Jen Peak. Once that was created, it was 2 parts, a front and a back, and we took them off my body and connected the sides into one shell. Once that was done, I filled the inside with a mix of cushion foam and expanded foam to make the shell sturdy so it wouldn't break. Then I went to Burnt Glass Works in Jacksonville, Florida, and worked with the owner, Andy Peters, and his wife, Jessica McDonald, to create the 10 glass orbs for this piece. Next, you may notice that there is brown wax on the piece. That's because originally this was going to be put in a resin-bonded sand mold and made into cast iron, but due to COVID-19, plans changed, so instead I covered the surface with a smooth-on product called Freeform Sculpt, which I once again bought from Reynolds in Orlando. After covering the bust, I created the tree branches with an armature foam, and then I gave them the same epoxy and hand carving treatment that I had given the bust. Lastly was painting, hanging the orbs, and the final documentation. Acknowledgements. I always knew that I would go to college, but I never imagined that my experience would pan out the way it did, and it was drastically better than anything I could have ever imagined. I don't think I could have made it through without the love and support of my stepdad Joshua Cooper and my 2 younger sisters Allison and Addison Cooper. From countless FaceTime sessions to visits home, I cherish you 3 more than you'll ever know, so thank you for everything you do for me and helping me throughout this journey from moving out to graduation. I'm extremely thankful for the rest of my family members that offered their love and support throughout my college experience. To my Aunt Rose, Aunt Sandra, Aunt Amanda, and Dad, thank you for our numerous conversations that helped me get through my days. Thank you for any financial help that you may have provided me and any advice that was given. I appreciate you all. Mimo, thank you for helping me make this last year of college possible. Without you co-signing my loan, I wouldn't have been able to finish my bachelor's degree. Lastly, thank you, Mom, for our unique relationship. It hasn't always been easy, but it has taught me so much, so thank you. I love you all, and again, thank you. To every teacher and professor throughout my life that has helped mold me into the person I am today, I'm eternally in your gratitude. Teaching isn't easy, but school has always been a safe place for me to learn and grow. Because of your roles in my life, I too will take the next steps to become a teacher. Specifically, I'd like to thank the following teachers and professors who have made an impact on my journey in order from when I had them: Cheryl Horn, Kimberly Gary, Paul Bennett, Dustin Robertson, Joanna White, Lynn Spencer, Jenny K. Hager-Vickery, and Lance Vickery. Miss Horn, your unconditional love for your students was radiating and left a lasting impression on me and for who I aspired to be as a teacher. Miss Gary, you were there for me when I had a lot going on in life. I appreciate all the time you took to talk to me and to be there for me no matter how small or large an issue I was having was. You had a very significant impact on my decision to teach, and I want to thank you for being such a great person. Mr. Bennett, you showed me how well-rounded someone could become. Your wisdom and knowledge always amazed me, and you were so kind when I was your teacher aide, so thank you for all the great memories and juice boxes. Dustin, I never imagined meeting a professor like you. You were the first professor I ever called by their first name, and it's such a weird memory for me, but the only thing I can compare it to is like being a kid, and you don't have to stand in line anymore to leave the classroom, and you think to yourself, wow, this is cool. On a more serious note, though, you taught me so much about what it means to be a conceptual artist and how to create meaningful art, and for that, I can't thank you enough. I feel that it's given me a huge head start as an undergraduate student. Thank you for all the laughs and lessons. Professor White, without you, I most likely wouldn't have even attended UNF. I greatly appreciate you inviting me to attend the university for a tour during your artist lecture. It was very kind of you, and because of that day, I have done so many things during my time at UNF that I never imagined I would ever do. You also probably don't know this, but as we were leaving the campus, I had found out that my grandpa was in the hospital and on his deathbed. I was heartbroken. We talked the whole way from Jacksonville back to Melbourne, and it helped me keep my mind off of the things that were going on in my life. So thank you for that. You showed me the Myers-Briggs personality test and helped me improve my drawing skills for 2 semesters. So for all of the above, thank you. Miss Spencer, you are incredibly smart, and I loved learning art history from you. You were my advisor when I was the Culture Club president at EFSC, and we had a lot of fun together from meetings to trips. I'm not sure if you still have the same office, but it was so cozy and inviting for students. Whether I was coming to talk to you about academics or the club, I always felt welcomed and heard, so thank you. You also helped me interpret my art in ways that I hadn't thought about or even knew on my own, like when you told me about Tabula Rasa, so thank you for everything. Jenny, you were the first professor I had at UNF, and it's absolutely insane for me to think about that first day versus now. We've had a lot of ups and downs and everything in between, but at the end of the day, I know you have my best interest at heart. It's mind-blowing for me to think about that first day of Sculpture 1, walking into the lab excited and ready for all that the program had to offer me, versus my last day of senior project online due to COVID-19. But still, I'm so thankful for the opportunities I've been given. Thanks to you, I feel ready for what my future has in store, and I have built an incredible network of people and skills because of you. Lance, you've always been a great listener, and I appreciate all the advice and mentoring you've provided me over these past few years. You've organized amazing trips, helped me with complex casting, served on my senior portfolio committee, and much more, so thank you for your role in my education. Team Havoc will always have a special place in my heart. To my artist peers, I would like to thank you all. Each of you has impacted me differently, and it has all transformed me into who I am as a person today and an artist. A few special acknowledgments go out to Deborah Maldonado, Amanda Rothray, and Donna Mulvey for being the first college friends to really make an impact on me. We all spent a lot of time together creating, supporting, inspiring, taking trips, and eating with one another. So thank you for your time. Thank you for our time together at EFSC and your continued support via social media. At UNF, I met many great people and learned a lot from everyone I encountered, but Jen Peak, Alex Korecki, Emily LaGrule, and Kaylin Proctor have special spots in my heart. Jen, I could write at least a page alone on all the great memories we have together from these past few years, but I want to wholeheartedly thank you for being who you are. You are one of the most incredible people I have ever met in my life, and I hope that we always stay in touch. Thank you for taking me under your wing and helping me grow in this program while always pushing me to do a little bit more than the last time and motivating me to be the best that I can be. Alex, Emily, and Kaylin, we have worked together on several projects and have been in several classes together. You three have made long-lasting impressions on me and have always helped me with anything. So thank you for all of your friendship and support. Another special group that I would like to thank is my new family, the Hamilton-Houston family. You've all welcomed me with open arms and hearts, and so for that I am so thankful. You've made me feel safe and loved. You've helped me finish projects and plan my future, so thank you for all of that. I can't wait to continue my academic journey of becoming a teacher with all of you by my side. Joshua, Kim, Dan, Grandma, Jake, Haley, and Papa. Thank you for all of your roles in my life and helping me throughout this last year. I'd also like to thank Jim Carr, gallery owner of the Vault at 1930 in Jacksonville, Florida, along with Reed Bilanchone, gallery director, as well as the rest of the staff for so graciously offering to host my senior show at their venue. Sadly, due to COVID-19, I was unable to have my show at their venue on the original dates, but I look forward to the potential to work with them in person in the future. Thank you for all of your kindness, professionalism, and support during my final undergraduate semester. Lastly, I'd like to thank all of my amazing coworkers and managers over the past 5 years who have all helped me in my college journey. Whether it was giving me hours so I could support myself or helping me cover shifts so I could have more time to dedicate to my academics, you've all been a tremendous help to me, so thank you. I know that this was a very long list of acknowledgments, but I've been very lucky to have so many people that have either made an impact on me, supported me, or helped me throughout this journey, so I hope that I didn't leave anyone out. These past 5 years have been incredible, and I can't wait to see what's ahead of me. Wish me luck. Cheers. Adreona Perkowski, UNF Class of 2020, Bachelor of Fine Art with a concentration in Sculpture.